Hello everyone, today I'm going to solve a very interesting geometry math problem. That problem from the math book Akapian. And here is statement of the problem. If ABC is triangle and M is midpoint of BC, points H1 and H2 such that MH1 is perpendicular to AB and MH2 is perpendicular to AC, and H1 and H2 is perpendicular to AM, and point M1 such that H1 M1 is equal to M1 H2, prove that M1 M is perpendicular to BC. So basically, in order to solve some geometry math problem, the general rule is such that we should find some smaller constructions that we solved in previously solved problems. And I invite you to think about how we can connect midpoints of BC, midpoints of H1, H2 with perpendicularity. So I invite you to pause the video and try to solve it on your own for 5 minutes. So I think the most obvious way to connect that points is just by lemma about right angle trapezoid. If we add perpendicular from H1 to BC, let's say it would be B1, and perpendicular from H2 to BC, let's say that would be C1. We know that HB1 is parallel to H2 C1, and we know that H1 M1 is equal to M1 H2. And if we prove that M is midpoint of B1 C1, our problem would be solved, because basically it's very obvious that in right angle trapezoid, midline is perpendicular to both sides. Let's say it would be AD and BC, and it would be M, and then MM is parallel to AD and BC. So now, because BM is equal to MC, is enough to prove that B1B is equal to C1C. So I invite you to pause for another 5 minutes to solve the problem, and then I will show my own solution. So here is solution. Let's add new points K, L, and T, and because that angle is 90 and that angle is 90, we can see that B1, BK, H1 is cyclic, which means that MB times MB1 is equal to MK times MH1. And because that angle is also 90 and that angle is also 90, we can see that H1KTA is also cyclic, so which means that MK times MH1 is equal to MT times MA. So that thing is equal to MT times MA. By analogy, ATL H2 is also cyclic, which means that MT times MA is equal to ML times MH2. Times and because C1 H1 is cyclic, we know that ML times MH2 is equal to MC times MC1. So here is we know that MB times MB1 is equal to MC times MC1, and because MB is equal to MC, we can see that MB1 is equal to MC1. So we know that MC1 is equal to MB1, and because MB is equal to MC, we can see easily that B1B is equal to CC1. So we are done. I think that it's very cool and beautiful math problem.